What's up, guys? Coming back at y'all with another video as well as another random thought. First, I want to say happy 4th of July. And it still technically counts because we're concluding the 4th of July weekend. So, you know, it's not really over yet. But, you know, really been thinking that we haven't been taking... We'll be okay. Let me just say it like this: we've been taking some of our freedoms for granted, and we've already known for the past 4 years of how some of our freedoms have been tampered with. And these bills that they're signing, we just don't know what they're signing into law that may affect, very well affect our freedoms. We just don't know. And I stated in my other videos that I'm not really tying myself to politics like I used to. Not saying that I won't cover them, but I'm not tying myself to like one alliance, like, oh, okay, I'm loyal to the left side or I'm loyal to the right side. I'm just kind of, I already said I'm independent. But like I say, I allow myself more conservative. So yeah, there'll be things that I agree with what the conservatives do, but some of the things I don't agree with. And the whole Middle East saga, like, I'm not, that whole situation over there, I'm just not in agreement with, the people that you can't really talk about. I'm just gonna say it like that. I'm not saying that I have some kind of animosity or directly to the people. It's just the government, how the government has been functioning. So, but anyway, I want to read a quote. Now, this is one of the things that is kind of on the brink of decision. And this is a book that I've been reading. It's called The Great Controversy. I know the light might kind of be bright, so the cover might be like a little bit, it might be some overexposure, but yeah, that's the name of the book. And I was just reading it the other day, one evening for devotion. So I'm gonna go back to the page and I'm gonna see if I can find out exactly which paragraph I was reading. Okay, here it is. So it's chapter, if y'all ever get the book, just for a reference, it's chapter 16, The Pilgrim Fathers. So it's page 193. So the paragraph that I'm going to start with is page 193. Okay. In that grand old document, which our forefathers set forth as their Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, they declared, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And the Constitution guarantees, in the most explicit terms, the inviolability of conscience. No religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office of public trust under the United States. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. I'm going to go ahead and finish it. Or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. That is clearly saying there should be a separation between church and state. This is something I've been noticing that we've slowly been getting back into. Look, we're not saying we don't want God in society. That's one thing we're not saying. Hold on. Drop the bookmark. That's not one thing. That's not what we're saying. Because we already see where morality is just completely and God is just taking out society. We already seen what that's been like for the past 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So we're not saying that. We're just saying that there should be a separation between church and state. because we learn from the persecution and wrong. And I'm just going to say it, you know, everybody don't have to agree with me, but the Catholic Church has been persecuting Protestants. And when I was hearing about the story about the Catholic Church, the private school, they were asking for the private schools to be, it was just like a decision. Okay, let me formulate my words better. There was a decision for the schools to be funded publicly, as a public school would normally be funded, right, by taxpayers. So there was people that was fighting against that because they were like, well, this is just, you know, there should be a distinction between church and state. You know, we're funding the private school, but let's just say everybody does not want to go there. And there was some people that was arguing and pushing back saying, well, since you're funding there, why don't you fund a Muslim-based school? Why don't you fund this school, that school, that school of other religions? And, you know, I understood where they were coming from. But once again, I said, I'm not for not having God at all in society. You can have prayer in school, you can put the 10 Commandments back up. But all I'm saying is, it's going to lead back to the same thing. All roads will lead back to Rome. And during the Dark Ages, it was a very, very, very dark time for Christians. That's why we flee persecution from Europe. And for the Declaration of Independence to say this, you know, we're not prohibiting the free exercise of religion. However, we're not trying to put church and state back together because we already know where that leads to. But, you know, that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to make this video just to cover that. I read it like about Friday night, and I was gonna share it, but that night I was kind of knocked out from that day. It was a very long day. But yeah, that's all I got in this video. Just something that randomly I just wanted to share with y'all. But there'll be more things to come. Right now, I'm just trying to get ready to head to a mission trip, actually. But I'm probably sure I'm gonna actually do some videos while I'm there too. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions of what I said. And yeah, to the next video. And also, once again, happy 4th of July. While the weekend celebrations are still going on. But until the next one, I'm signing out. Later.